fake game makers. Double Fine on DM8-bit. As popular indie game showcase day of the Devs returns team of GDC this year, and organizers are now accepting submissions from devs who want their games to be a part of it. This film DD-sponsored showcase, which is returning for the 7th consecutive year, brings players and developers together for a celebration of some of the year's biggest indie hits. DD attendees will be able to stop by the day of the Devs Interactive space at the Moscone Convention Center in San Francisco throughout DD Week, March 18th through the 22nd, to check out the games, chat with the folks that made them, and just generally chill and have a nice time. If you do like your game to be a part of that, make sure to submit it via this form ASAP. Organizers say they are hoping to finalize a list of games in the showcase by early February. We will provide machines on TVs for all the games, so hopefully you will just be able to slide in and have a good time. Read this year's submission form. We are hoping to nail down a list in early February, and we'll let everyone know one way or another ASAP. On behalf of United Nations. In addition to a spot on the BD show floor, games selected to be a part of the Day of the Dev showcase will also be eligible to take part in a special off-site presentation at the Alamo Drafthouse in San Francisco, where games will be showcased on the big screen. For more details on GDC 2019, visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Video games now account for more than half of the entire United Kingdom entertainment market, according to a new report from the Entertainment Retailers Association. The United Kingdom games industry was worth $86 billion, $85 billion in 2018, which is more than double the combined $67 billion, $62 billion value of the country's video and music industries. Although the games market is now the biggest in United Kingdom entertainment, year-over-year sales of physical console and PC titles actually fell by 8%, while digital sales increased by 12.5%. That upswing means digital sales generated 81% of the United Kingdom's video game revenue in 2018, although a lot of the biggest selling titles, such as FIFA 19, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Black Ops 4 still did well at retail. Overall, the Aero Believes games came out on top because of the sheer scale of the industry, and noted that the video game market has now more than doubled in value since 2007. The games industry has been incredibly effective in taking advantage of the potential of digital technology to offer new and compelling forms of entertainment, commented Ares CEO Kim Bailey. Despite being the youngest of our three sectors, it is now by far the biggest. You can find out more by checking out the year's full report right here. We have also taken the liberty of highlighting the United Kingdom as best-selling physical console games of 2018 below. How do you build a mobile game about love? That was one of the questions Australian indie dev Mountains wanted to answer with its debut game Florence, and at THEGAME Developers Conference in March. You will get a first-hand look at how they pulled it off. Mountains creative director Ken Wong returns to GD this year to deliver Letting Go, a Florence post-mortem, a design track that will show you how this critically acclaimed mobile game was made. Notably, Wong will discuss the project's inception and turbulent design evolution, and how the game achieved its emotional resonance. He will also talk about the pressures of building a team from scratch, working with the NAPUR and the Interactive, and striking out on a new path after working on Monument Valley. While this talk is aimed at everyone, narrative designers should especially enjoy the breakdown of Florence's narrative techniques and how to use them in their own games, while attendees starting the studios can learn from mountains, mistakes and successes. Further details on this talk and many more are available now on GDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your GD 2019, which takes place March 18th through the 22 at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on GDC 2019 visit the show's official website. Or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. In this success story and Gonzo project beat down sensation Lethal, League recently got a sequel in Lethal League Blaze. The games combine a fighting game setup with play that involves manipulating the third entity, a ball that floats around the playfield and bounces off of walls, like the ball in Breakout. When smacked by a player, it gains gratifyingly greater speeds and becomes able to do huge damage to opponents. One of the game's creators, Diane Coster of Team Reptile, agreed to answer out questions about this engaging and kinetic take on fighting games. This interview has been slightly edited for publication. I am Diane Coster. I like dancing and making things. Me and Tim Ramos are the tour bosses of Team Reptile. We are a concentrated team of about 5 people. We also bring in lots of artists for specific things, so the credits roll a bit longer than that. My own role is that of a game director, determining the style and vision both visual and gameplay-wise are the things on my plate. Tim is on the business and management side, but both of us still spend most of our time hands-on with the game. We released our first game, called Megabyte Punch, in 2013, and then our first heavy hitter, Lethal League, in 2014. Lethal League did really well. Both of us moved out, and from that point on we were truly self-sufficient. We never worked with a publisher, or received any funds for development either, mostly because we cannot work without full creative control. Lethal League Blaze is our latest release, and it did even better for us than the original Lethal League. All of our games made their investment back and a bunch more for the Lethal League series. So as an independent studio we are pretty well off. Of course, we do not want to sit back too much. We do our best to challenge ourselves in ways for in the game, and if the fans can see our sincerity with that then I am as happy as can be. Sure, while we were making Megabyte Punch, there was a mechanic that reflected projectiles. There were projectiles that were one-hit kill in that game which made it really exciting to reflect them back and forth. We decided to make this into a mini-game, which became the Lethal League prototype. I made it in Flash in a space of 2 weeks, put it on our site for free, and we sent it off to a few websites. You can actually still play it over here. It appeared on the radar of Adam Hart, who people might know from DivGeek, who was at Shoryuken.com at the time. He featured it at the Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament 9 as the grand final mystery game, and that really boosted our popularity early on. We finished Megabyte Punch, and it was clear we should just head straight into making Lethal League into a proper full game. A year later, in 2014, we showcased the game on EVO, and released it on Steam. Before the release, we did not get a lot of attention outside of the FGC. Thereafter, however, YouTubers jumped on it one by one. Total Biscuit, Game Grumps, PewDiePie, Markiplier. It probably was the extremity and big anticipation moments that attracted them. We kept updating the game for a while and we managed to port it to PS4 and X1 in-house. While that was going on, we decided to do a sequel with 3D graphics. Since we ported the thing to Unity anyway, it was also a good way to up our game to scale up a bit, without taking that big of a risk. I did not want to name it Lethal League 2, because it implies that you still had to have played the original, so we went with Lethal League Blaze instead. The Blaze is actually the get-up move you can do in this version, after being knocked down, signifying the fact that you will not die in one hit anymore.